Good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday. Ooh, it's hump day. Only 3 days left to spring break if you count today. Depends on what time you're watching this. Um, Today I'm going to be focusing on parallel lines and angle relationships review practice number 7. Okay, I'm going to go over, this is basically your parallel lines cut by a transversal. I'm going to go over some of the stuff that we talked about before we got our unexpected vacation, because that was really the last thing we learned. Oh, I have Pinterest though, of course. So we'll look at Pinterest here. First time in history, we can save the human race by lying in front of the TV and doing nothing. Let's not screw this up. I'm so glad I'm getting to use all my coronavirus memes. Agenda for the day. Let the dogs in, let the dogs out. This is so true. I have 3 little dogs and it just constant all day long. I want in, I want out. And the weather's been so nice too. They're driving me nuts. How it feels waking up every morning in 2020. Damage report. Do you guys watch the governor's things he does every day at 2 o'clock? Yeah. I've seen a couple of them. Author. I was born on my birthday. English teachers. Never understood English teachers, actually. But you know they do that. I'm not going to say anything else about that. Well, it's time to change from my daytime pajamas to my nighttime pajamas. Story of my life this week. All right, so let me go ahead and put all these back where they belong, and we will start talking about parallel lines cut by a transversal. There we go. All right. So these problems were taken from the actual Edge Elastic assignment. 2 parallel lines cut by a transversal is shown below. If the measure of angle 7 is 1/16, find the measures of angle 1 and angle 6. Well, when we have parallel lines cut by a transversal, if you know one angle, you can find all the others. All right. So here, if we know that the measure of angle 7 is 1/16, okay, we also know that all the other obtuse angles are also 1/16, or more properly, we should use our rules of congruence. These 2 angles are the same because they're vertical angles. They're opposite each other. So that's 1/16. This angle and number 3 are the same because they're alternate interior angles. And 1 and 3 are congruent because they're vertical angles. So all those are 1/16. So that means that the measure of angle 1 is 1/16. But what about the measure of angle 6? Well, we also know that angle 7 combined with angle 6 gives us 180. So all we have to do is 180 minus 1/16. If you don't have a calculator at home, we need to borrow from the 8, cancel it out, make it 1 less, put a 1 in front of the number that wasn't enough. 10 minus 6 is 4, 7 minus 1 is 6. So the measure of angle 6 is 64. Okay. This example is very similar to the last one. They want to know what the value of x is. Well, the 120-degree angle and x are not equal. All right, they don't have any relationship. However, this angle right here is alternate interior with this angle, so they would be equal. So we just need to find out what this angle is. Well, this angle is 180 minus 120. I'm not going to do that one for you. I think you can handle that. This one is a select all, and they've gone ahead and told you there are 3 correct answers. When parallel lines are cut by transversal, select all statements that are true. Well, you need to understand this little symbol here. This is the symbol for congruent, okay? This says angle 1 and angle 7 are congruent. So we come over here and look. Are angle 1 and 7 really congruent? Well, angles 1 and 7 are alternate exterior angles. So yes, they are the same, okay? 3 and 8 have no relationship whatsoever. The only interior relationship is alternate interior, which would be 3 and 5, not 3 and 8. 4 and 5, no relationship. 4 and 6 are alternate exterior, so those are congruent. And 5 and 7 are vertical angles, so they're also congruent. Here we have two sets of parallel lines. This is kind of interesting because this creates a lot of congruent angles. They want to know the measures of angle 1 and 2. Well, let's see. 78 would be corresponding with this one. So this one would be 78. Okay, that's just my dog growling in the background. These two added together would be 180. So if we subtract 78 from 180, we get 102, which tells us that angle number 2 is 102. Now, angle number 1 is alternate exterior with this one, so angle number 1 is 78. Okay? Oh my gosh. Sorry, my dog's annoying. This example, this is the one that Mrs. Dahlin does in the video, and it's tricky because it's got that perpendicular line in there. They're telling you that the measure of angle 1 is 40. Okay, well, 40 is corresponding, with number 3. So number 3 would also be 40. They want the measure of angle 7. We know this one is 90. So we know that 90, 40, and whatever this one is have to add up to 180. Well, 90 and 40 adds up to 130. So that means angle 7 has to be 50 degrees. Okay. This example is the one you're expected to do. I'll kind of talk you through the steps, but I'm not going to tell you the answer to this one. Number 1 is 64. That means that it's corresponding with angle 5. So angle 5 would also be 64. Angle 6 is 90, and they want the measure of angle 7. So this angle plus this angle plus this angle has to equal 180. This is the most fun one of the day. Okay, this is the best one. They want to find Z and Y. All right. Well, the first thing I would do, there's a couple different ways you could approach this, but the first thing I would do is I would look at this this angle here, 6Z minus 59, is alternate exterior with 67, which means they're equal. So if I know that 6Z minus 59 is equal to 67, it's pretty easy to solve for Z. Okay. Add 59 to both sides. Okay. And I get 6Z equals, add those together, that would be 6 carrier 1, 126. Then divide both sides by 6, and we find that Z is equal to 21. So Z is 21. How much is Y though? Well, if we know that this is 67, we know that these two together are 180. So all you have to do to solve for Y then is to do 180 minus 67. And I'm not going to do that for you. You got to do something here. I'm not giving it all away for free. And that is my last example for today. So I hope you have a great day. I hope you are enjoying your time off. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.